3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Flixters, the place where two movie geeks bring you all the movie reviews and news you can ever want in your lifetime. You can download our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Castbox and Anchor. And don't forget to follow us on Insta, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. That's right, Twitter. We'll see you there.
Did you hear the... episode 17.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one? With the beginning
Yeah. You kept it in. I was like, oh, you kept it in.
It's good. It was funny.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Yeah, a few times you leave a few. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. I might end up leaving this in. Like, who knows? But yeah, I like leaving it in because you know why? It's kind of natural.
Yeah, it feels good when you leave it in, isn't
exactly.
it? Exactly. Yeah, I don't like to take it out.
I know.
You leave it in, just like leave it there for a while.
I'm like, leave it in there, and you know what? There's some funny bits. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff.
What are you talking about? I was talking about something else.
Oh, boom. Ladies and gents, we have started the show. Oh my gosh. So no, Deval, another week.
Another episode.
And this is episode number
18. So we are now adults in the podcast game.
We definitely are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 18th episode and we really hope you enjoy it because we have got loads and loads and loads of things to get through over here. Movie news, oh my God, I think we needed one full page for movie news, right? We've got the UK's box office top 10. We've got some shout outs that we need to give out. We've got Blu-ray stuff coming out on Blu-ray. We've got streaming. We've got trailers. Anniversary corner. Oh my gosh. Some really great ones in there. Film reviews, which I'm really looking forward to hearing about. And hidden gems.
Gems.
Keep listening and lock it down. Keep supporting us. And if you got anything that you want to let us know about, a review or comments, please hit us up on the usual. And we hope you enjoy it. So, Deval, let's just get right into this.
We've got a couple of shout outs first,
yeah,
isn't it?
You have. I was just going to say, you want to mention a couple of things.
Yeah, because we were talking the other day and we thought, we got to shout out the people that, comment and just, hit us up, whether it's on, Insta, Facebook, whether it's on WhatsApp directly. So we thought this week, let's shout out our supporters and make sure that they know that we are, we appreciate them. So first of all, I want to shout out Emmanuel, who's always messaging us about different films. He's a crazy cat. He saw the Meg actually recently, and he was talking about a scene which involves the lead lady. I forgot her name, but Jason Statham's love interest.
Yeah, and
he said how there's a couple of scenes where she tries to look sexy, and she just comes across looking really weird and just like unsexy. He was just laughing.
I know the scene he's talking about.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, I get you, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And shout out to Derek as well. Derek's always hitting us up on Instagram. Derek, we love you.
Yeah,
we appreciate you, and we know you love your Marvel. So today, a bit of dedication for you, mate.
Exactly, mate. So Derek,
bit of dedication for you. And Drunken Movie Nights. Yeah, Drunken Movie Nights he's a crazy guy. Came across him a few weeks ago. Just he followed us and we friended him and sending a few messages here and there. He literally what's on his Instagram is what you get. He's drunk, he watches movies, he reviews them, he gets behind the scenes. He's a crazy cat.
Yeah. We love it, and we love people like that. So any more of you out there, drop us a line, support us, and we're going to give you a shout on the show.
Definitely.
All right, so now let's move on to movie news. And Deval, you know what? Wow, so much stuff has been coming out with the comic books, right? So let's start off with some DC stuff. And there is something huge about Joker. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so as we mentioned a few weeks back, and back then it was all rumours and so on, people thought, what's these guys talking about? They don't know this shit.
Yeah.
Who are these Flixters? But look, it's real now, yeah? So there's been, they've released on-set photos, and there's actually been some progression during the week.
Yeah.
So at first, there were some set photos of the Joker, what's his name?
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix on set, looking plain-faced, having a little dialogue with someone else. And that was like, wow, this is crazy. We're seeing an actual, set video of this.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days ago now, more set photos have come out of the Joker in costume.
Yes.
In the subway station somewhere, maybe in New York, I don't know. But like literally, like him and all these goons, like causing mayhem in the station.
Yeah.
So it looks like shit is happening.
Exactly.
This film is meant to be out next year, I believe. I think so.
It is 2019. Yes.
Yeah. So shit's happening.
And did you see the kind of the one that I saw was it's a small video clip. So it's really freaky, right? Because you've got Joaquin Phoenix, he's just smiling.
Yeah.
And he's got no makeup on. And then all of a sudden it segues into him with the actual, with all the makeup on. And it looks really creepy. And there was an interview that he gave recently where he said, look, we're planning to do something really different with this film.
Yeah.
It's going to be more in line with something like Taxi Driver.
Okay.
So that kind of dark, the brooding and, you know, the slow kind of burning type of film. And that makes sense because who's the executive producer?
De Niro.
Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese, of course. And De Niro's in it actually as well. Sorry, that's why I got confused. Yeah, De Niro's in it. But yeah, Scorsese. Scorsese. Exactly.
And then I just thought, wow, what a combination. So I don't want to get too hyped up over it because you know what? I am yes, but no. Like, you know, no, but yes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't want to, but you know, it's one of those things.
It's got a great cast. I mean, Joaquin, De Niro, Zazie Beetz is in it now.
Wow.
And they've released one sort of simple set photo of her just looking like her normal self, to be honest. But but yeah, so it's going to have a good cast.
It's going to have a great cast.
Also, talking about cast, Brett Cullen has replaced the role of Thomas Wayne. That was initially offered to Alec Baldwin.
Right.
So Brett Cullen, he's been in a lot of things. I think has he been in Jason Bourne or he's a well-known actor anyway.
Right.
Really good. He looks the part. He really looks the part. So
that's going to be good.
Yeah, when you see him, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy, he's a serious guy. And also, there's been a set photo of a poster of Brett Cullen as Thomas Wayne, as a mayor, because he's going for mayor. So there's campaign posters and such being released at the moment. So it's all happening. It's all happening. Right? Yeah, it's all happening.
And there won't be a younger Batman because you're saying Thomas Wayne, so this is obviously because in the whole kind of folklore of Batman is Thomas Wayne dies and then Batman, who then becomes Batman type of thing.
Exactly.
All right, so tell us about Birds of Prey.
Sticking it with DC, Birds of Prey. They've got a good shortlist of actresses that are going to be playing or that could be playing Birds of Prey characters. So from the shortlist I've seen so far, we've got Janelle Monae.
What is? Just remind me again.
She's a singer sort of turned actress. She was in Hidden Figures.
Right.
She was in Moonlight. It is Moonlight, isn't it? I always say Moonlighting. It's Moonlight.
It's Moonlight. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got the lady that played. You've seen Black Mirror?
Yes.
The Star Trek episode.
The Star Trek.
The weird one. The weird kind of Star Trek episode where they're being held hostage in their minds or something. Yeah, the lead actress in that one.
In that episode, she's going to be one of the...
Well, she's shortlisted for one of the roles. So there's a few actresses that are, maybe you wouldn't say they're the A-listers, but in my opinion, they're probably better because they're really they're really good actors and they're sort of on the cusp of becoming those A-list names, and roles like this sort of cement that. So I think it's good that they're looking for that sort of crop of talent. So yeah, I mean, watch this space. Well, once the casting's been locked down, we'll let people know for sure.
We will announce it, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Okay, now moving on to another female superhero, and this is something massive. And I remember when you tweeted the link for this, and I quickly went and had a look at it. But tell us about these numbers. So we're talking about Captain Marvel. The trailer dropped not too long ago. And tell us about the viewing figures of this.
Okay, first of all, I just want to talk about this briefly, the trailer. The trailer, the trailer.
Oh,
when it dropped, I had to stop what I was doing and literally watch this trailer. The trailer was crazy. Yeah. I mean, for people that don't know, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, she's just a crazy powerful character. Air Force pilot. gets in the comics and in the cartoons and so on. Her story is sometimes a bit different, but overall, she gets powers from alien powers, basically.
Right.
In one story, she gets her powers from Captain Marvel. His powers cross over to her. In another story, she's experimented on by a race called the Bree, I think they're called. But basically, she gets crazy powers. Her powers, I don't know if I mentioned it last time. Did I mention it last time?
No, but
her powers, it's like she's so powerful. Her source of power is similar to a white dwarf star. So a white dwarf star, basically, I think we spoke about it a little bit in our first episode with Infinity War. A white dwarf star is when a massive star collapses on itself so much that it goes, a fraction of its size, but it still contains the same mass. It's so densely packed that maybe a teaspoon of, white dwarf star would weigh 100 million tons. So exactly, just stop and think about that, yeah? A teaspoon of white dwarf star could weigh 100 million tons.
Wow.
That's the power that these things have condensed within their mass. And in the comics, obviously it's a bit far-fetched, but she can tap into the power of a white dwarf star. Yeah. So that's when she goes binary. That's when she sort of glows up.
Yeah.
And she just can deal with anyone.
Yeah.
That's why she's so needed when it comes to Thanos. If she's got the power to tap into white dwarf star,
then
exactly.
She could take out Thanos.
Exactly.
Right? Easy.
But in the trailer, so just to sort of skim over it, she gets her powers. She rolls with the Kree Star Force, who are like a intergalactic sort of bounty hunter sort of force for the Kree. The Skrull and Kree are warring for thousands of years. So we see some Skrull on Earth, and we see her punch an old lady in the face.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a Skrull.
Yeah.
So that's going to drip over into Secret Wars, which I think after the Thanos stuff has died down, I think Secret Wars is going to be the next big story in the background, because Secret Wars is when all this time some of the Avengers have been Skrulls.
Oh,
all this time. Yeah. All this time. So it's just crazy. So so that's the trailer. But yeah, so to answer your question, the numbers, in 24 hours, Captain Marvel hit 109 million views.
This is madness.
109 million views. That's more than all the people in America.
That is
not in America. No, America's got 300 million people, isn't it? It's a third. So a third of people in America watch this.
Just watch it
trailer
within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, it's twice the you could say twice the population of nearly of England.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So within 24 hours, millions and millions of people around the world just kind of watch this film.
Within 24 hours.
I know. And something that's been lighting up the internet, and there's kind of like a bit of a debate about this, is Jude Law is going to be in this film.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige, he spoke about it, saying that, it's great that we brought him on board. And I think you mentioned he could be, you're saying he could be kind of Marvel, where he passes on the powers.
Yeah.
But there's also another theory where he could be, there's kind of like begins with Y, his name is?
Yorag or something?
Something like that.
A baddie, isn't it?
Like a baddie. He starts off being on the Star Force team, but then he kind of goes off on his way with Ronan, and they start doing shit. So they could be kind of like a red herring there.
Exactly. But just to put in context their views, 109 million views for Captain Marvel in 24 hours, but it still doesn't beat the world record,
which is
230 million views. Infinity War.
Oh,
in 24 hours.
Gosh.
Yeah. 230 million.
That is nearly
just
bloody.
Think about that for a second. Yeah. In 24 hours, that would have crashed YouTube servers. YouTube servers would have been like, what's going on here?
That is
the
mad.
Same trailer. And then second on the list was Infinity War. Infinity War trailer 2.
Oh my
So
God.
the first trailer was 230, second trailer was 197 million, and then I think Fast, one of the Fast and Furious films was 170.
Number 7.
Yeah, I think Fate of the Fast. Well, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, man,
It's
I think it was the one where Tom Walker passed away, right?
Possibly, yeah.
It could have been that one.
Yeah, so that's 179 million views in 24 hours. So Captain Marvel comes up about 9th, I think, on the list, because Star Wars is up there, and Harry Potter and stuff like that. So
yeah. But it's still huge though, isn't it? It's like
it's crazy.
When that trailer dropped, and then I went online and looked on Twitter and stuff, there's so much kind of chat going on about this. Like, who's the old lady, and like, you know, who's Jude Law, and like, you know, all this sort of stuff going on. So wow, we can't wait.
Exactly.
And keeping it with the Avengers, tell us about War Machine.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So first of all, I mean, the Avengers 4 title, the Russo brothers tweeted or Instagrammed or whatever a photo of them just on set basically. And with this photo, it shows basically this in the photo under the heading it says "Look closer."
I saw that one.
Look closer. So everyone's looking at this image thinking, what is it? Because the title is in the image.
Yes.
But it's all just random stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's like trying to decipher it, saying, oh, this means that, this means that.
There's like a shape of a ladder with an A.
A's.
And
there's
like,
2 A's, distinctive A's.
Yes.
And it's on the background of the wall, there's these letters in the sky or something. But someone's saying that they said it's more simple than you think. So it could just be Avengers Assembled.
Yeah, but then someone then said, well, that was the title of the film in the UK, so wouldn't that confuse things?
Well, and the news at 10. But yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah, that was just in the UK. So for them, it's not worldwide. So maybe they're thinking this is, you know, we can do it again. I don't know, but you're right. But yeah, but they said it's going to be more simple than you think, and it's got 2 A's, Avengers Assemble, and it's going to be. They said it's going to be like a link to the first Avengers, so something that the first Avengers crew. And what do they do when they need to get together?
They assemble.
They got to assemble. Yeah, so it could just be that. It could just be that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to wait and see. But there's also within that photo there was a like, I guess you could see a big sort of bit of machinery, and for people that know what that is, that's actually well, for both Iron Man and War Machine, a photon cannon.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually also in the background in Infinity War when War Machine's character was talking to Agent Ross in the hologram sort of, you know, conversation. In the background, the photon cannon was there. The photon cannon is just a massive, massive gun.
Yes.
That comes up on his arm, and it can just blast like
anything.
Things. Yeah.
So what, War Machine and Iron Man, they will have that?
Well, I mean, it's normally like, I think War Machine usually has it, but Iron Man, you know, he'll want
it's
one
his
too.
Tech, isn't
exactly, he'll want one too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like, it's similar to, like, you know, in Infinity War when Iron Man first sees the what's his name, Damar, Damar, what's his name? You know, the aliens.
Yeah,
when they first come to New York, Ebony Maw, and then the big guy. And then he sort of stands there, and Hulk is like, what's that? And his gun all goes into one and shoots. Yeah. It's kind of, it'll be similar to that, but bigger.
Yeah. I love that scene because Tony Stark, he turns around to Bruce.
Yeah.
And he goes, Bruce, hey, you want some?
Yeah.
He goes, come and get some. Yeah. He tries. It's brilliant. The way he turns around and says, hey, Bruce, you want some? I love it. Right. Okay. Some other big Marvel news just announced very, very recently.
It's marvelous this week, man. This week is marvelous.
This is crazy. And I think we spoke about, or we mentioned this group of characters.
Weeks ago.
We did. And we were like, oh my God, what's going on over here? Now, tell us about the Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals. Oof. The Eternals are like some ancient race. They're powerful. They're intelligent. They spawn from the Celestials, I believe. And the Eternals, actually, Thanos is linked to an Eternal.
Yes.
He's a deviant Eternal, so like a mutated Eternal.
And they're always, so the Eternals and the Deviants, they kind of always in battle, right?
Yeah, kind of thing, yeah. So, and the Eternals are a race. They look like humanoids, most of them anyway. But the Eternals movie was talked about a while ago, but now it's looking like it's happening.
It's going to happen now.
And they've got the director, a lady by the name of Chloe Zhao, and it's, you know, if they've got the director, they're going to start. The script is going to be sort of finished off soon. They're going to start casting. This could take the place of, you know, the Guardians slot, maybe. Who knows? Because Celestials, Eternals is going to be space-based. Guardians is usually space-based.
Yeah.
Who's to say within the Eternals film a couple of Guardians might show up
in there,
or even if not the Guardians that we know of, Guardians 3000. So Michelle Yeoh, Sylvester Stallone's crew, that crew may cross over into that. Who knows? It's because it's all space-based and, you know, far-fetched.
And obviously the announcement is that Guardians 3 indefinitely has been postponed.
Who knows? There's just no word. Yeah. No word. Like even we don't know.
Exactly.
If we don't know, there's no word.
And we know shit, don't we?
We know
it.
Shit.
Right? Okay. And anything about Chloe Zhao? I mean, what I was reading was that she's made this film called The Rider.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that film.
Neither have I.
But it won awards.
Yeah.
You know, at independent film festivals and things like that. So kind of like she's highly regarded.
Yeah, she's definitely highly regarded. And they wouldn't have chosen her if they didn't think she could do the job. I think I think originally she went for another Marvel film, but they didn't get it. I think it may have been Captain Marvel.
Right.
But they liked her so much, they thought, you know what, you stick around. Maybe we'll get back to you. Exactly.
And Eternals, I think, is going to be like big, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those films where people might be thinking, right, who the hell are the Eternals? We don't know anything about it. Just like I had that feeling when I heard about Guardians. And Marvel, they're going to make it accessible. They're going to make it really kind of fun. And it's going to work. Because that's what Marvel does, right?
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
This is what we do.
Exactly. And now, kind of segueing into another Marvel character, and we've seen this character in Fox films, so in the X-Men movies, and hopefully this will end up in the Marvel kind of camp very, very soon. But tell us about Gambit.
Hey, mon ami.
And
my name's Remy LeBeau.
That was so funny, man.
Sherry.
He turned up in
the Wolverine.
The Wolverine, and
I used to love Gambit from the X-Men cartoons.
Yeah,
Gambit was wicked, throwing these cards with his stick thing, always trying to get Rogue into bed
with the ladies.
Yeah, exactly, he's loving them. Hey, mon ami, you know what I mean? But yeah, Gambit. This film was meant to already be out
with Channing Tatum.
Yeah, this was already meant to be out. I think it was meant to be released early this year. Yeah, February. But they ran into all sorts of problems. It got pushed back. But I think now they've got their fingers out their asses and it's supposed to be filming in February 2019.
So this will be like a Fox product.
Well, it's Disney now, isn't it? Maybe that's why they've got the green light now, because of the merger, possibly.
Yeah. And do you think this is a good thing? Because like Dark Phoenix, we've heard kind of conflicting rumors. You know, depending on obviously who the director is. Let's hope it's not. You know what? Bryan Singer was brilliant, but I hope let's give it to someone else now.
Yeah.
Let someone else do it. Don't give it to Brett Ratner. Don't give it to
I think Simon Kinberg was looking to do some X-Men or Fox Marvel sort of films, because he's been linked with all the X-Men films in the past in some kind of way, executive producing or something like that, or writing. But I think he's taken up the helm.
And we don't know. Do we know about Channing Tatum? Is he still attached?
Yeah,
to
he's
this?
still attached to it. He's still attached. He's still game for it. He can still do it, I think. So he's got that southern kind of twang, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's eating his collard greens and grits already. You know what I'm saying? And he's down for like macaroni and cheese kind of vibe. And he's from the Bayou as well, I hear. So he's got that southern hospitality, you know.
Just like you do.
What you need, yeah.
I mean, like, you know. Ladies and gents, again, Deval with his accents. What else have we got now? Let's pluck something else out now. Aaron Paul, ladies and gents, will know from Breaking Bad, which I love that show. Jesse, I love that show. His character arc was like, you know, always up and down, and then in the end, it just kind of like was sad, but there was this redemption kind of thing at the end, and you know what, I think he's a great actor. Haven't seen him in much. Not much.
What did he do? He done that Need for Speed.
Yeah,
I think he done that, and he's been in a TV show here or there and a few films. But yeah, I think because that character was so perfect in a way, it was hard for people to see him as something else. Maybe sometimes you're
typecast.
Yeah, you're typecast, but also your I guess your success can also be your demise in a way.
Yes.
So, but yeah, he's meant to be in. Westworld, isn't it? A series regular and like a series lead type thing in Westworld. I don't know. Even thinking of it, because when I think of him, I think of him in Breaking Bad and nothing else. That's why I struggle.
A punk like type of a thing, and like, you know, riding fast cars or doing some shit like that.
Yeah.
And him being kind of, who knows, he could be totally against type and play like someone in a suit or something. And
Yeah.
Science geek, who knows?
Oh, no, don't go that far.
Okay. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to mention, Loki. Now, when was the last time we saw Loki?
In Infinity War, getting his neck twisted up.
Exactly. So people might be thinking, right, okay, that's the end of Loki. We're not going to see Loki again. However, Marvel have just announced that Loki and Scarlet Witch are going to have their own TV show. Boom.
Crazy.
It's crazy, isn't
crazy.
it? It's crazy. When I was reading this, I just couldn't believe it. So Loki and Scarlet Witch to get their own shows on Disney's streaming service. Now, we don't know when that's going to happen. They haven't provided us with any kind of like, right, this is the date, but it'll be something like 6 to 8 episodes. And what Disney and Marvel, what they want to do is they want to focus on those characters who haven't had their own main movie.
Yeah.
And Loki and Scarlet Witch, they haven't had the main movie.
I thought they were going to do a Scarlet Witch movie. Remember, because they had a director, like a neo-noir director, Australian lady.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to do it as well. Oh, so I'm getting mixed up, sorry. So when you say Scarlet Witch, I'm thinking of my girl, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
obviously.
but Black Widow they're doing.
Yeah, they are doing that one. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, Scarlet Witch, yeah.
Exactly.
Which should be good.
What do you think about, I was going to say to you, what do you think? So now, in a way, the Snapchat, we know now, if Loki has got his own TV show, is this going to be before Infinity War?
Be.
It's got
to
because
be
otherwise people are going to be like...
Unless in Avengers 4, somehow he comes back. But then Thanos did say, no resurrections this time. So...
Unless the whole time travel thing.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they bring him back through time.
Yeah, maybe. But I wonder if they're going to bring back Quicksilver as well. Because if it's going to be in the past, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were always together.
Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, kick-ass guy. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it looks interesting.
It does.
Looks interesting.
And
who else would you want to get their own? Like, who else do you reckon should get a bit of the spotlight? Would you want to see Falcon when he was like working in the military, when he said, oh yeah, I used to work in the 47th paratroopers, you know, and I used to drop in and save the day.
Yeah.
Will you speak to my crew for me?
That would be interesting. Falcon, I'm just thinking who else out of the whole Avengers?
How about Maria Hill?
Yeah.
But then again, no, Phil Coulson, he's already got a TV show.
Shield.
So yeah, so he can't really do that.
The only other person I can think of is like War Machine.
Yeah, but I don't like War Machine, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking...
He gets on my nerves.
Out of Falcon and War Machine, I prefer Falcon.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
War Machine gets on my nerves. He's just too...
I don't know, rigid.
I'm glad he broke his back. Now he's walking around with the metal legs.
That's it. He's fixed now, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's it.
A chord signing bastard.
Yeah. Too right.
You know what I mean?
And then General Ross was like, arrest them.
You know what I mean? You're arrested, pal.
He was like,
what did he say to Cap? How does it feel to be a criminal? Shut up. He's so smug. He's so smug.
Oh my gosh.
Bring back Terrence Howard, man.
I know, man. He had swagger.
He would have let them go. Terrence Howard would have let them go.
He like, I ain't signing that shit.
He would have let them go.
All right. So tell us about Ryan Coogler. Now, Ryan Coogler was the director of Creed. He directed
Black Panther. He's done Fruitvale Station. Great film
with Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
So tell us what else is coming up.
Yeah, so he's producing Space Jam 2, which is going to star LeBron James.
It had to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the first one was
Michael Jordan.
Michael
back
Jordan,
in the 90s, the 96 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, ages ago. But this is going to be Space Jam 2. LeBron James, who's like the modern day Jordan. But LeBron James has been in quite a few.
He's won an Oscar. Okay, keep talking.
He's won an Oscar for what?
Okay, keep talking. I got to research this.
No way.
Bro, seriously, keep talking. So tell us about LeBron James.
Yeah, so LeBron James, he's been in quite a few not little, but he's made appearances in different films and TV shows and stuff. So he has been getting his CV regarding sort of performing and acting up. So he's paying his dues and he's ready to, I guess, star in a lead role, even though it's going to be maybe with animation. But yeah, he's from what I've seen so far, he can actually act a bit for a basketballer.
Sorry, ladies and
I think
gentlemen.
of Common.
No, Kobe Bryant won the Oscar.
Oh, what was that for? Oh, for the animation. Yes, there's an animation that he done with someone.
He won an Oscar.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then what's happened is LeBron James was turned around and said, "I want to win an Oscar as well now."
Yeah.
So,
I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, animation, wasn't it? I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Sorry.
No, that's cool. But yeah, so that's going to be coming out, I believe, next year. Space Jam 2.
Yeah, but that'd be interesting.
I don't know. I'll be honest. Yeah. I didn't even see the first one.
To be honest with you, I didn't see it.
I didn't see the first one. But the second one, I think I'll have to see.
Yeah, it might be good. Who knows? Right. Okay. So, Duval, what are you doing?
I had a feeling you might ask me that.
What are you doing on October the 19th?
October the 19th. I think I'm booked in for a back sack and crack. I'm booked in for a back sack and crack session.
What? Forget your crack.
What?
Forget your sack.
What?
Listen, you need to plonk your backside on your sofa because October the 19th is the Devil's Day.
What?
It is the Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
What?
Daredevil season 3 is landing on October the 19th on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, that's quite quick. I thought it was December.
I thought it was going to be December as well.
Damn.
So what?
That's a month later after Iron Fist.
So we got about 3 weeks? No, it must be about 4 weeks. What is it now?
About 4 weeks, I'd say.
About 4 weeks to go.
Just under.
And Marvel and Netflix, they've already kind of released the teaser trailer. There is another trailer out there. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just kind of saving it. But for me, I'm like, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
Just to figure out what has happened on with Matt Murdock.
Yeah. It's going to be
coming
good.
back? Who's not going to be in it? Are we going to see kind of like other? Will we have other defenders in there? I'm not sure. I don't know. Jessica Jones might pop up. Who knows?
Yeah, I think there'll be some sort of cross fertilization going on. Oh my gosh! Don't.
Oh man,
Frank Castle. Whew.
Imagine, because I think Matt Murdock now, he's kind of like. He's a bit more aggressive now.
He's a bit more aggressive. This guy, he looks like he's totally gone dark.
So if he kind of, his paths cross with the Punisher again, with Frank Castle, I'm like, shit, what'll happen there?
He might start taking people out, Daredevil.
Well, in the season 1, remember, he did take people out.
Yeah.
This is why I loved it. And this is why...
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, what was it? No, who was Rosario Dawson? What was her character's name?
Night Nurse.
Yeah, Night Nurse was the one who kind of pulled him up on that shit, saying, look, you don't need to kill.
Yeah.
But he did.
And in the current season, the new season that's coming out, there's meant to be a similar sort of corridor scene. So I've heard similar to season 1.
And that corridor scene, I'm just seriously, I love.
Yeah, season 1, that corridor scene for me, episode 2, I think it was. That was crazy.
Wicked.
That was crazy. Excellent filmmaking.
Yeah,
excellent.
I know. I remember I spent our friend Marcel and we spoke about this at work for a good 45 minutes, and we broke down that scene, and it was wicked. I seriously, what? I just got to go back and watch that episode. Seriously. Okay, so we mentioned Michael B. Jordan before, and apparently now there is talk that Michael B. Jordan will star in a new Tom Clancy franchise for Paramount Pictures. And like how Tom Clancy was the creator of Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
And this is out on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And this stars John Krasinski. Well, I didn't know this, but Tom Clancy, he's written... no, actually, this is a game.
A Rainbow Six.
That is it.
Yeah, Rainbow Six or something like that. It's like a shooting game, isn't it?
I messed that up so totally. Yeah, Tom Clancy is an author, but I think they've turned it into a lot of his stuff into games. So what's happened is Michael B. Jordan, I think he's going to be making like a Rainbow Six or like another one of these games. Is going to be turned into a film or a TV show for Paramount. Yeah. And I thought, wow, that'd be really interesting. Yeah. Because Rainbow Six, I was a huge fan of. I played the game I remember when I had it on the Xbox, like the original Xbox.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
The big clunky Xbox.
Lugging that thing around, man. Flipping out. So if this turns into a film, I love espionage. I love that shit. Like, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah.
So I think the lead character is someone who was kind of like in the special, in the Marines.
Okay.
And then he becomes a CIA analyst.
Oh, okay.
So very similar to Jack Ryan.
Yeah, and then he gets drawn out into the field again.
Exactly.
Probably.
And then prior to that, the Rainbow Six was when he was running his crew.
Okay.
So a team of 6 people to go and do secret missions around the world.
Okay.
And they could focus in on that, which would be really great.
Okay.
And now, tell us about Thor.
Yeah, so Thor and Valkyrie, otherwise known as Tessa Thompson, Chris Hemsworth, they've been filming in London. What have they been filming? The new Men in Black movie.
Yeah, and we spoke about this kind of like a while ago.
We did, yeah. So literally, new Men in Black movie, Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson like get back together again, basically, because they worked on Ragnarok, and they're really good.
Good chemistry.
Good chemistry, can work together, comedy, all that kind of thing, comfortable. So with that in mind, I think their performances in the new Men in Black would just be magnified by that. It would just come across so natural. And I think the Men in Black producers were really clever to get that get that partnership going together again.
Defo.
So I'm pretty sure Men in Black's not going to be a serious film. It's going to be comedy. It's going to be special effects and aliens and all sorts. So yeah, it should be good.
And do you think we might have cameos from Will Smith or?
There's word that could happen.
Yeah,
it could happen. Or maybe one of his children show up as aliens.
Why not?
Anything could happen.
Yes.
Anything could happen, and anything usually does happen.
And just talking about Valkyrie and Tessa, do we know if she's going to be in Avengers 4?
Funny you mentioned that, because a little birdie told me, as Lord Vargas used to say, it's a birdie told me that, yes, Valkyrie has been seen reshoot. She's been reshooting basically for Avengers 4. Yeah, she's gone to the reshoots and she's done some work.
Yeah.
Not sure how much work she's done, but she has gone back to do some reshoots. So she survived.
Because the reason why I asked this, at the end of Thor Ragnarok, remember they were all on the spaceship.
Yeah.
And then that kind of moves straight into Infinity War.
Yeah.
And what happened to the whole crew?
Yeah.
And
but remember,
she was big.
Thor did say, and he killed half my people. So half my people. So I reckon Valkyrie, Korg, all that motley crew, they got away.
Yeah.
And the remaining people were slaughtered by Thanos and the Dark Order.
Yeah. That scene is still brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
When he's walking over the dead bodies. Oh man.
I know. And the way he's just crazy.
I know.
What was he saying? He says,
"You are now the children of Thanos." And I was like, this is so wicked.
You are now
I love that, man. I love it. Now, James Bond.
Yeah.
Are you a huge fan of James Bond? Is it up there in terms of like franchises, like film franchises, action films, as a character? Or do you think, he was good, he was relevant, but now I think we've got more interesting characters? What's your take on it?
Yeah. So he's put a bit of a downer on it, but no, I like James Bond, don't get me wrong, but he's not up there for me, kind of thing.
And I will be honest with you, over the last kind of like year or so, I think he's just like, what?
Yeah, the hype around him has gone down.
Totally gone down.
Yeah.
But however, a piece of news that did come in, that Henry Cavill has got a shoe-in to play James Bond.
It's not surprising, because a few weeks ago, when after his performance in Mission Impossible, I can't even say Mission in the spin-off Mission Impossible.
I like that. Mission Impossible. I'm
getting my little my sort of British kind of espionage action. Mission Impossible. So the mission is to go infiltrate Sainsbury's and come out with all the vegetables you can. But yeah, so we remember we said that he'll look the part. He's already sort of gone into sort of espionage and spy type themes. He's done The Man from U.N.C.L.E. So I think he's been groomed like unknowingly to be Bond.
Yeah.
And with Superman now off the menu,
Why
Go
not?
for it. Go
Why
for it.
not? And what's really interesting is I think this is a great. If they can pull this off, get this director, Kari Fukunaga,
Yeah.
and this guy is behind films like It.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
behind films like Beasts of No Nation.
Beast, good film.
Yeah.
Great film.
With
very visceral, very hardcore Idris.
with our friend
Yeah.
Idris,
And Sin Nombre.
which is a brilliant film. We've got to speak about this.
We've got
to speak
yeah,
that journey.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
And
yeah.
he's also done episodes of True Detective, the good ones, the first season.
Which was brilliant. I really love that.
So
Is he on to direct the second part of it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
That is it. Lots of news today.
Loads
we've
of Marvel
given them
news.
some stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Literally, like we're feeding you guys. So hope you're full
Exactly.
and nourished.
And if you should be grateful. But what we'd like to see is if you mention us as well.
Yeah.
That would be really like something great. All right. So now let's move on to the box office top 10. And I'm just having a look at this, and we don't. Oh, actually, we do. Sorry, we do. I was looking to see if there were any new entries. So let me just ruffle these out of it.
Ruffle.
Okay, look. I just want to say one thing. The Meg is still bloody in the top 10.
Still there. Yeah.
It's in at number 10, but it's lasted a while,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that proves that people, they want a kind of like this popcorn, filler type of a movie, like dumb but full of fun. And Jason Statham, he's a draw, right? People will go out to see him. So it's done quite a lot of money, 15 mil, which I think is more than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, out of the two, I prefer Ant-Man and the Wasp.
100%. Yeah. But
so it just shows,
man.
sometimes. All right, so that's number 10, The Meg. Number 9, Hotel Transylvania 3, A Monster Vacation. Again, it's done a shitload of money. It's kind of making its way out. I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a review, please do send that in to us. Sitting in at number 8 is Incredibles 2. It's taken 54 million, just under 55 million. It's still going strong. I'm sure it's going to add on another kind of like 500,000 by the time it kind of gets out at least. So that'll go beyond 55 million. Great to see this film still in at number 7, which is Black Klansman.
Yeah, it's still really hanging in there, isn't it? I think a lot of people are like, word of mouth is keeping it in.
Yeah, definitely. And I
It's
think
doing like just under 500,000 for the week. That's actually quite good for what it is,
Exactly. And I'm not sure, has Spike Lee had like a good run at the box office here in the UK before? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe Inside Man might have done quite well. I don't know. To be honest. Yeah.
Okay. So keep watching that one. Number 6, Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
Gosh.
60. So this is done. So it's 64 million. It's definitely going to go to 65.
100%. It's doing 500,000 a week now.
So
it's gonna. I reckon it's gonna get another 2 million before it leaves.
Before it leaves the top 10.
Yeah, 66.
Okay. And number 4, which is a new entry, and this is King of Thieves. Now, I haven't seen this, and we spoke a bit about it last week, not on the show, but we were just kind of speaking about it. And one of the things that you mentioned was it was a serious subject matter, and then what they've done is they've turned it, and I'm obviously basing this on the trailer, they've turned it into kind of like this funny situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was the right tone of it. I've read some reviews and they're like pretty poor. Like,
Is it?
Yeah, one and 2 reviews. I haven't seen anything more than 2 stars.
Okay. And funny because a lot of the new entries that we review each week are usually higher up.
Yes.
This is a new entry that started at number 4, and it's only going to get worse.
It's going to be worse.
So,
it might even be like 7 or 8 like next week or something. Who knows? So that's number 4. I will try and get fit in some time to watch this one. All right. So another film that I haven't seen, and it's a new entry, is Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Rich Asians. And for our audience members out there, right? When you say Asian, in outside of Europe, I think you're referring to kind of like like maybe Chinese American or
like Oriental type.
or Oriental Asian. but in England, if you say Asian, it's kind of like the Indian subcontinent like variety of Asian. So,
but they're crazy and rich too. Well, you're just crazy. You're not rich.
Exactly. Just crazy, just loco. But I was reading into this, and this film has done shitloads of money in America and outside of Europe.
Yeah, it's done a lot. I've spoken to 2 people that have watched it, and they said it's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to give it a go.
Yeah, I am. I will watch it at some point.
So that's sitting in at number 3, which is pretty good. The Nun at number 2, and I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, so in the second week it done 1.8 million. So that's a good week, takings. Yeah.
And we spoke about that. So if you want to listen to a review of that, go back a couple of episodes and hunt that one down, ladies and gentlemen. And the UK's box office number 1 film this week is The Predator, which we reviewed last week. So go back and review that episode, ladies and gents. And look, you know what? 2.4 million.
Opening week. That's all right. It's all right.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
it's all right. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Whether they tell other people to watch it, that remains to be seen. But I enjoyed it, so
yes, yeah,
not bad.
So if Deval recommends it, then you know what, gents, go out and watch it.
And ladies,
sorry, where are my manners? Jeez. Okay, so Deval, out this week on Blu-ray. What do you have for us?
Well, Solo, a Star Wars story.
Gosh, and you know what? They've now Disney and the whole kind of thing with Star Wars. I think they're scaling this back now, aren't they? Yeah,
I mean,
I've read about this, and they were going to have like a trilogy here, a trilogy there. Jean Favreau was going to do something, and this sort of stuff. The Game of Thrones guys were going to do something. They're totally scaling it back now.
Star Wars overkill, man. They should have released this film in December. 6 months after the last Star Wars.
Yeah.
Someone's trying to cash some money in. That's what they're trying to do. Money grab.
And it's bitten them back on the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be interested to see what happens with Darth Maul.
Yeah, everyone loves Darth Maul. We didn't get enough of him.
I know. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Is it worth a whole new movie?
I don't think he should have his own movie, but I think he should be in someone else's maybe and have a bit more of a part in it. But I think we need a bit more Darth Maul because he just seemed to be underutilized, and he's such a great character. Yeah, because in the animation he's really fleshed out. In the comics he's fleshed out. Everywhere else is fleshed out. In the movies, the guy got 2 words.
You got 2 words and you got splitting in 2 halves.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, this is all right. So this is a Solo Star Wars story, and I think we reviewed this back in episode
2, wasn't it, or 3? Episode 3.
Episode 3
after Deadpool, yeah.
And obviously, I went out. I'm a Star Wars fan. Like, I did like The Last Jedi, and I thought this will be kind of something great. But I didn't think it lived up to expectations.
Nah.
And you had a friend who was like, they resisted watching this, right?
Yeah, and he loves his Star Wars.
Yeah, more than me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that was Star Wars Solo, a Star Wars story. What else have we got?
We've got Halloween, and this is timing because obviously we know Halloween is coming out. Yeah,
Cha-ching.
So they're gonna release the original 1970 something. Was it 1977 or 6 or something? But yeah, Halloween the original is coming out on Blu-ray, and yeah, they want people to just remember
where it all started.
Where it all started from, exactly. So that's what that is.
Yeah, I probably will watch it just to kind of revisit that and just see how how it moves into this kind of new one.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Kind of
It's funny how there's 2 films this year that have come out like that. Like Predator's come out old and it sort of snaps back to the first one, same music and all that.
Yep.
And this new Halloween, I'm sure will have the same music.
Yes.
And we'll sort of snap back to the first one as well. So
totally.
Yeah. And then the last thing we've got on the list this week that we're mentioning is Gotti. John Gotti.
Tell us about John Gotti.
John Gotti is a New York gangster, part of the Gambino family, from what I understand. He's a gangster in the making, gangster cartel family. He's the sort of guy who, if he makes you an offer, you don't refuse it, or you be sleeping with the fishes. And I don't mean the card, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean the card. So the Gotti is a gangster through and through, you know. So this sort of talks about his whole story, played by John Travolta. And you're making me laugh.
This is a wicked. Keep going, man. Do the episode in this voice.
But yeah, this DVD's coming out.
No, do the episode in this voice. No, go on.
So yeah, this DVD's coming out. Basically, this film was. When I read about this film, so many problems happened with this film.
I was just about to say,
directors, producers, like it took ages to get this film out.
Yeah.
But John Travolta was like, "Nah, this film's getting made. I need to see it through."
Right.
So it was almost like a passion project for him.
Right.
He wanted to get it through, even though there was all these problems, and finally it happened. I don't remember it being in the cinema, not in this country anyway. But
overlooked and under the radar.
I hear that. It is a good performance by him, to be honest, and I hear that the film is okay.
Right.
So it may be worth watching Gotti on DVD. I can't say Gotti, can I? It doesn't sound the same.
It sounds weird. Gotti.
Gotti. No, you gotta say Gotti.
Gotti.
You know, John Gotti.
Yeah. Do you reckon it'll be kind of like up there, in your top 10 gangster movies?
No.
No,
I don't think so. No, I mean, you got Godfather, you got Casino, you got Johnny Brasco or whatever. You got all sorts. You got all of them. Departed. Come on,
man.
Departed.
That film for me is wicked, man.
Come on.
All right, okay, brilliant. So that's what's out on Blu-ray, and if there's a film that you have seen and it's out on Blu-ray and you want us to mention, drop us a line. All right, so new on streaming and on trailers, and here's a film that I wanted to quickly kind of mention. It's J.J. Abrams produced. It is set during the Second World War, and it's a film called Overlord. Now,
Overlord.
Now, what is the premise of Overlord? So you're thinking, okay, World War II movie, you've got kind of the GIs, they're going into, a battle, and they're going into kind of like, to secure or to fight the Nazis. But hang on a second, something really, really strange is going on over here. And our lead character, I don't know who it's played by, stumbles upon an experiment. Something's going wrong. And lo and behold, he or they or the army is invaded by zombies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a premise. So you got World War, so you got historical, and you've got zombies. What more could you want? I saw this trailer and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm in. I love zombie movies. I love World War II movies. And you know what? It's from J.J. Abrams. So it's going to have tension. It's going to have comedy. It's going to have action. It's going to have kind of all these elements put in.
It's going to have flares.
Definitely. It might have a bit of shaky camera footagey thing, who knows? But I just thought, you know what, let this film come out and you know what, let's watch it. Yeah,
it should be good. I mean, there have been a couple of films, the names escape me, but I'm going to get the names later maybe. A couple of films where there's been, in like World War sort of times, and the people have gone to do something and there's been like these zombies or something around.
Yeah.
A lot of these weird sort of films that come out and they're like, B movies or whatever.
Yeah.
This seems like a massive release, but also there's a little bit of there's a hint of truth to this, in that in the Nazis back in the day, Hitler and his his, I guess, his crew of, I can't really call them a crew, but his team of chiefs and scientists or whatever, there was a unit, or like a sort of, I guess, a little division that liked doing experiments on people, and they would they would take some of the people that they've captured, take them off and do crazy experiments, like for real, like crazy experiments. So there was a hint of truth in that, and I think I don't know if I haven't seen it so far, but this may use that and go, a bit overdrive in it.
Totally.
Because, who's to say what they found out in those experiments, because they weren't released publicly, a lot of them.
Totally.
A lot of experiments were just happened and we don't know what the outcomes were. So this could be a bit of truth in that.
No, absolutely. Like, it was well-known fact that the Nazis and under Goebbels and things like all these, like you said, generals and things, they were doing this experiment.
Yeah.
Because remember, they wanted the edge.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we'll watch for that. Watch out for that one. I'm not sure. I can't remember when it's coming out, but it's not going to be this year. I think it's next year it's coming out.
Yeah.
Won't have to wait long.
Yeah.
All right. What else have you got there?
A Wrinkle in Time on Netflix. This was Ava DuVernay. Is that how you say it? I can never say her surname, but Ava DuVernay directed, and it's got what's his name in it? It's got the guy from Star Trek in it, hasn't it? Captain Kirk. He's in it. To link, actually, a nice little link there. Captain Kirk,
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, yeah, he's in a Wrinkle in Time. So yeah, it came out in the cinema, I think March times, 2018. Didn't do as well as they thought it would. Oprah Winfrey's in it as well.
Yep.
And yeah, it's out on Netflix. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Exactly. I know. But there is a film on this list that I have seen, and I saw this like maybe a week ago. This is
just a week ago.
Yeah,
about a week ago.
Jigsaw.
Okay.
And this is are you talking about the new one?
Yeah.
So I wasn't, and like I think there's been about 6 Jigsaw films in it, 4 or 5 or something.
What, Saw films? You mean?
Yeah, isn't this part of the Saw thing?
Yeah, but this is the latest one.
Yeah, the latest one. Yeah. So this is all part of that whole Saw franchise thing, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I remember I saw Saw like years ago.
2003 it came out, I think.
And then I can't remember. I can't even remember if I saw the second one or the third one or whatever. But I thought to myself, you know what? Let me get back into the franchise and let me watch this one. So I saw it, and you know what? It was interesting. It was kind of, it reminded me of the old Saw films and everything, and it just kind of like, a breath of fresh air into the whole franchise. So yeah, it was interesting to see this. So
it's quite clever with the time.
Yes.
The time that they totally got me.
I didn't get it. And did you know it was the who it was?
I didn't know. I didn't know anything. And even when I did it, I was a bit like, what's going on here? Because it kind of really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really got me.
It did. And I was just like, wow. So I'm assuming this guy, if they do ever make another Jigsaw.
Not if.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah. This guy will keep, so it's a new guy now.
Yeah. I want to play a game.
Oh, gosh.
For too long, you have been coming here and recording podcasts. Now, you will be the cast of the pod.
Damn.
In the yogurt I gave you before the show started, there is a poison. It is now coursing through your veins. The only way you can survive is to tell 10 jokes within 20 seconds.
I'd rather just die. Well, forget it, mate. All right. Tell us about The Gifted.
The Gifted is a Marvel TV show. And the first season came out, was that earlier on in the year or late last year? And it's got the lead guy is the guy from True Blood. I forgot his real name, but he was the guy.
The vampire.
Yeah, he was a vampire. Bill Compton in True Blood.
British guy.
Yeah, British guy. I didn't know he was British for ages. He's Welsh or something. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I think he's married to Phoenix. Not Joaquin Phoenix.
Really?
Rogue. Do you want to play
Rogue? Yeah, let's Rogue. Yeah. But
Anna Paquin or something. Yeah, she was in True Blood as well. She was Stackhouse.
Yeah.
So we sometimes we start on something
and we just go off.
Where are we going?
What is this?
I don't know.
But hang on a second. Why did Marvel do this with Hulu? Why isn't this on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Yeah, that's Hulu. I guess are bankrolling it or something. But I watched season 1. It was okay. It wasn't like rush home to watch sort of thing.
Yeah,
it was okay kind of thing. Season 2 is supposed to be better. It's got the lady from Empire in it. I forgot her name, but the lady who used to be with the lead guy, Terrence Howard in Empire, she's now in it. And the way season 1 ended was people were all over the place running from the governmental organization that tried to control mutants.
Right.
And in season 1 you had a lady, I can't remember her name now, but she's in the comics, she's Magneto's daughter. She can control similar things Magneto can control. And there's a few interesting characters in it that have a few interesting powers and so on. So it does link to the X-Men world loosely. Yeah, it does link to the X-Men world loosely. So there's still some weights behind it. So season 2 is coming out this week on Hulu.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll try and check that out. And now let's move on to Anniversary Corner.
Anniversary Corner.
We still got to work on a jingle there, mate, honestly. Wow, what a like, this is a big, like, you know, difference here in the films that we've got. So we're going back, so 1988 all the way to 2008. And this film, I remember watching this back in 2008. And I tell you the reason why I was so excited to watch this is because I loved the game.
The game, yeah.
On Xbox. Again, that clunky old thing. And the bullet time, when I played that game, and, you know, for anyone who's ever played Max Payne on the Xbox, there's a feature in the game where, say you're shooting some people and you're like, oh my God, no, this is going a bit too fast or I'm going to get shot. You used to press the left, I think it was the left, the left like trigger on the joypad, and you can freeze, almost like, you know, the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's like that, and you know what? It was wicked.
Is it?
It was so good, right? And you used to get like instant like fun, like, you know, this joy out of this thing. And then when they announced that Mark Wahlberg was going to be making Max Payne, I was like, right, okay, well, how are they going to do it? Like, what is they going to do? Like, so, all right, so. My view is that they messed it up. It's like,
that's a lot of people's view, I think.
Yeah. I just didn't get that same thing, and it wasn't fun. It was dark, and it was like, you know, shit was going on in there. But I remember watching this, and I felt kind of like, oh, God.
Was it filmed a little bit like Sin City, was it? Or
yeah, it kind of.
Yeah. I think, did it have Olga Kurylenko in it? The one that was in Bond?
I think so. And do you remember the guy from Prison Break? He was the Latino guy. And
Sucre. Is that him? Sucre.
And he played the villain in this.
Oh yeah.
Lumpino. No, Lumpino.
Okay, yeah. I remember him. Sucre. Yeah. He's like a funny. He was Schofield's like prison buddy, like a cellmate or whatever. Yeah. And he had his girlfriend, his hot girl. They used to come and visit him.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
So so he was great in that. Unfortunately, in this, largely forgotten.
Yeah. Bit of a pain, wasn't it?
Ba-boom.
Okay, second on the list.
Second on the list. Okay.
The Italian Job.
Yeah, again, another Mark Wahlberg film.
There's a reason why I put a couple of Mark Wahlberg films on there.
I know.
And you don't have to walk a mile to find out.
I love it. That is brilliant. We got to give applause there. Come on, ladies and gents, wherever you are, just clap. Give a big clap out.
Gosh.
But so the Italian Job. So Charlize Theron again.
Yeah.
This woman, she appears in a lot of the films that we speak about, right?
Yeah,
so Mark Wahlberg, Charlize Theron, Donald Sutherland, and a remake.
Jason Statham as well, was he? No, he was in it, wasn't he?
Jason Statham was in it as well. And obviously this goes back to the 70s.
Michael Caine.
The Michael Caine version. Yeah. You were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. There's a line in the film. And what's your take on this?
I liked it because of the minis, you know. The minis were wicked. Like, I think that's when minis sort of first started to come out. Yeah. And it was a fun type film to see if they can do the job, how they're going to do it, what problems are they going to have on the way. But I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was like a Ocean's 11 on wheels kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And also it was great to see Edward Norton play the villain. Yeah, he was in it. Yeah, he was slimy. Yeah. And you just felt like what you wanted to punch him. And was this around about the same time as the Hulk? The first Hulk, not Eric Bana's one. So his Hulk came out in 2008. Right. So 5 years later. Okay. But yeah, so this might have been American History X was 98. So this was in between that. Yeah. So that was before. 99 was Fight Club, wasn't it? Which is a great film. Yeah. I did like that one. And all right, here's another film which I think is brilliant. I'm glad that you added this. It's a hidden gem, really, isn't it? It really is. It's a two-category one, this is. Yeah. And not a lot of people know about this, but this is a film called Dark City, and this was made 20 years ago from 1998, and a lot of people, it just went under the radar. It went, under the radar, and it's got so many themes in this movie. Like, it's noirish. Yeah. So if you like your film noirs, and you like sci-fi, which I do, which you do as well. Yeah. You know, there's kind of like a murder mystery in there. Yeah. A person who wakes up and
he doesn't know, and we don't know whether or not he's killed. Is it his wife, or
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, he's killed his wife. He's got this secret organization who's after him.
That bald man, that weird looking bald man.
And you know who that is?
Nah, who is it?
Do you remember the Crystal Maze?
Is that? Oh yeah, is that him?
That is him.
No way.
Something O'Brien.
Yeah,
That is him.
Would you start the fans, please?
Yeah, that
With
is
his
him.
leopard coat running
I
around.
know. And then I think the director is Alex Proyas. I think
Okay.
I want to say. And then Alex Proyas, he went on to before this, he directed one of a really great film that I really love watching is The Crow.
Okay, dark as well.
Dark. Exactly, that was Brandon Lee's last film.
yeah.
So that was '93. He went on to make. He's he's Australian director, and and he has gone on to make other films. But I just, for the life of me, I can't remember right now. But ladies and gentlemen, go out and watch this film. Hunt it down. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix.
It was made before its time.
Yeah.
People were not ready for this film. Literally,
Totally.
they weren't ready. They weren't ready. This film was a good film.
Yeah, and apparently there's a director's cut, which is
Like an hour longer or something.
yeah, and there's a lot more stuff in there.
Okay.
So maybe that's on Blu-ray. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
maybe. Damn.
All right, so that was Dark City and Loaded
Bit of a funny one
Weapon.
there, yeah.
Emilia Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah.
Oh my God. I remember watching this film. I
Loaded
cracked
Weapon,
up.
you know.
And this is like Lethal Weapon. This is
Yeah,
taking the
yeah,
piss out of the
taking
whole
the
Lethal
piss.
Weapon thing. Yeah.
In that era, there were quite a lot of films that were like, so good at taking the piss out of other films.
Yeah.
Like obviously Hot Shots.
That was around about the same time, wasn't
Pretty
it?
much there. I think 93 as well. Hot Shots Part 2, was it? Or
Yeah.
one of them. But yeah, it's crazy. You had Naked Gun.
Again, classics,
yeah.
scary movies.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
was it out in the late 90s and things like that.
Exactly. So a lot of films that just came out taking the piss. You had what's the one in space? Something balls, Thunderballs, or
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs
just
as well. Yeah.
A lot of these films, man, like that was an era of these comedies of let's take the piss out of the genre.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked. And I remember watching this. I remember I got it on, this would have been on VHS.
Oh yeah.
This would have been on VHS. And I remember watching it because I loved the Lethal Weapon films, and then seeing that, what's his name?
Samuel L.
Samuel L. Like do this whole thing about, I'm too old for this shit. And it's just so funny, man. I got to watch that again.
Yeah,
I got to try and hunt
for
this
sure.
one down.
Emilio Estevez as well. He's the Young Guns, isn't it? They're from
Young-
that crew.
Oh, man, I love that
Emilio
film.
Estevez was Charlie
Sheen's
Charlie
brother.
Sheen. Oh, he's Charlie Sheen's brother.
He's
Oh,
Martin's.
because his real name's Estevez, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I think their great grandfather traveled from Spain to America.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's they went from
okay,
Spain
yeah.
to America
Okay.
like a while, like loads of times.
Damn.
All right. Okay. Now 30 years.
Yeah.
This is 1988, and this is Action Jackson,
yeah.
with Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or otherwise known as
Dylan,
Dylan.
you son of a bitch. And also
Sharon
Vanity.
Vanity?
Vanity.
What's that?
The actress Vanity.
Oh, what actress Vanity? Sharon Stone you're talking about, no?
No, Vanity.
Who's that? I thought it was Sharon Stone that was in it.
Okay, bro, when you see Vanity, right?
Is she hot? Well, do you know this film here? The poster's a bit like James Bond, isn't it?
It is, and that's
Like-
what they try to sell it as, like
Oh,
kind
is
of
it?
like the Black James Bond type of thing.
Okay, Action Jackson. I can't even say it. I keep saying Action Jackson. I can't say those two words. Action Jackson.
Yeah, she was.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not sure if you remember, but do you remember there was a film called The Last Dragon?
Yeah.
That's her.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Action. Jackson. Damn.
Yeah. It was. I remember watching this, and I was like, in the 80s, you would gobble all those types of films up.
Yeah.
The 80s action movies.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone's Arnold Schwarzenegger, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, like you name it.
Yeah.
As growing up, in that time, you would just end up watching it, and this was just kind of, I think it was before or after Predator.
I think it was the year after. So
Year after.
88. Yeah, Predator was 87.
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah.
So he was kind of riding this whole thing. And remember, in 1986, Carl Weathers had made Rocky 4.
Yeah.
And then, so, he was famous and he was getting on there. And it was one of those things where you would just kind of add into the whole genre and
Yeah.
that group. So if you love your 80s films and if you love action movies, ladies and gents, go out and track it down and watch it.
Track it down, man. Track that shit down.
Yes. Okay. So now let's move on to reviews. And
Let's do it.
You alluded to him.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. And I got to say one thing. I really like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah?
I think he's a good actor. He's been in films like, obviously, Boogie Nights. He was in a great David Russell film called I Heart Huckabees. And
That's from quite a while ago, isn't it?
It's from a while ago. And the thing with Mark Wahlberg is he's got a lot of range. I think he can do kind of like the comedy. I think he can do the really dramatic stuff. And as you know, he can do the action stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't turn around and say, Mark Wahlberg is this type of an actor.
Yeah.
He does it all.
And Daddy's Home, innit?
Daddy's Home as well, 1 and 2.
And I think last week we spoke about the ready-made family type film.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but the way they adopt like a Latino family. Yeah. So
I think he can do it all.
Yeah.
And he's got this edge to him. So I think he can play kind of like dark and brooding, and then he can be. Do you remember him in this film called The Other Guys?
I've not seen it with the Denzel or The Rock, or who is it with?
No, it's with the funny guy, Will Ferrell.
Oh, that no, I
two cops.
can't stand Will Ferrell's face.
Yeah.
So anything he's in, I don't watch.
He's in that one, and look, he's got a range of skills.
Yeah.
So when this film came out, I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I saw the kind of trailer, and it was kind of like billed as like a foot action, but action with brains.
Yeah.
So option one, like call in. You call in kind of like say like the army. Yeah. Option two is I don't know. You bring in the tanks.
Yeah.
Option three is.
You bring in Mark Wahlberg.
You bring in Mark Wahlberg, and then I tweeted about this, and then I put it on our Instagram as option 4. Download the show, and you can hear us talk about it. So what do we have here? Mile 22.
Yeah.
Directed by Peter Berg, who you might remember directed Mark Wahlberg in the marathon film.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
he's an actor as well, Peter Berg, or he was an actor.
Yeah, he is.
Because actually he showed up in the film, that clip.
Duval, he knows his shit, man. This guy knows his shit. Here. He knows his shit. So what? Tell us about the premise.
Yeah, so the premise is so first let's do a bit of no spoilers and then maybe go into some spoilers afterwards.
Yeah.
But the premise is Mark Wahlberg's got a DEFCON 5 team. So when shit goes wrong, you call this team.
Yeah.
You press a button, they assemble, and that's it. They go in and get shit done. They got all these guns, all the guns in the world, all the gizmos, all the gadgets.
Yeah.
They've got blimmin' Ronda Rousey, you know what I mean?
Send her in.
They've got a lady who's dealt with zombies. They've got a couple of other muscle guys.
Yeah.
They're all ready for it. So so that's his team, and there's what is he? We don't know first of all what he is, but we'll maybe talk about it afterwards. But we've got another guy who knows something that the government need to know, because this thing can cause a massive level, like extinction level event in a town or city. It can basically kill a lot of people. So this person knows the whereabouts of it, and for I guess for him to tell them where it is, he wants freedom. He wants asylum in America. So then they need to take this guy to America. But another agency wants him. Like, people want this guy because they know what he knows.
Yeah.
So the premise is that Mark Wahlberg needs to take this guy, protect this guy, take him from point A to point B, and make sure that he's safe. And it's a 22-mile, I think, distance.
Absolutely. So the distance between point A and point B is the 22 miles.
Yeah. So that's the premise in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And then, so it's crazy from there.
It is absolutely crazy. And you spoke about this before. The team that he's with, you've got like Ronda Rousey, and you've got Lauren Cohen from
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. And, they're this team who are highly stressed out, but they're really good at their job. And I think the opening, kind of like the first 5 or 10 minutes, is that they're on this job. And one thing that I noticed about Mark Wahlberg is he's kind of like, he's the brains behind it as well. So he's got the action, but he's also kind of like a bit, you could say, some people might say, he's a bit kind of like autistic. You know, where he's quite like methodical.
Okay.
He needs things to be planned out.
Oh, is that what it is? I didn't get that. I actually thought. I don't want to go into spoilers too much yet, but I thought he was a dickhead. His character, like he did get my nerves a little bit.
He did,
but I could see that he was there for a reason. But he was like just chatting all the time, shouting at people and stuff.
And then I think there's a bit in the beginning where you see that there's an incident that happened in his life before, so I think that kind of like affected him.
Okay,
but he's part of this kind of group, and they do this job, and the job, you could say it to them, they think it goes successful, but there's something that happened in this job at the beginning of the film where it's going to have repercussions for later on. And the kind of movie then shifts over from America into
I think it's Indonesia. I think because the main star, he's from Indonesia, and
the star is I love this guy.
His name, but he was in the raid. He's a gangster.
This guy is, I think his name is Iko Uwais.
Yeah, he's gangster. He's
this
wicked.
This guy is wicked.
He's wicked, literally.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
So you're pitting kind of Mark Wahlberg against this guy, and we don't know if he's good, he's bad. He just wants to kind of asylum. He wants to get out of there. But the whole film is based on this idea that he's got the answer to crack this code, and if they crack the code, then they can save like millions of people.
Yeah.
And it's just full on non-stop action, isn't it?
That's exactly what I would say. Literally, this film, from the outset, you get action.
Yeah.
You get a bit of sort of background and the character development, sort of second quarter. That's it. Second sort of 2/3 of the film, if I can say that. It is non-stop. I've not seen a film where the action hasn't been that non-stop before.
Yeah,
totally. I didn't eat my popcorn. I didn't have time to eat my popcorn, yeah? It was just action.
I know. And the thing is, right, ladies and gentlemen, there are loads of films out there which are non-stop action, and you'll be like, well, okay, this film is non-stop action, that film's non-stop action. But for me, this film was slightly different because it's told in a different way, in the sense that it's told through flashbacks. So what happens is, we know that Mark Wahlberg is this kind of like CIA analyst. He works for this secret kind of department within the department, and it then cuts to him being interviewed, and he's wearing a suit. So you think, hang on a second, what's going on over here? So he's being interviewed by obviously the government, and they want to find out what happened on this mission. So he's telling it through flashback.
Yeah.
And it was cutting back and forth between him, like kind of like telling what happened, and then we actually see what does happen. And I thought, you know what? I was quite impressed with it. I was surprised by it, and in a good way.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Okay, you can have a film, and Mark Wahlberg has done loads of films where it's just full on action.
Yeah.
Right? And you just think, okay, I've seen this before. But having that Indonesian actor, that Iko Uwais, and having him kind of be the balance, the counter between Mark Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg is very kind of like alert. He's like chatting 1,000 words per minute.
Yeah, he is.
And Iko Uwais, he's so balanced.
Yeah.
He's meditating.
Yeah.
Even
constantly.
Constantly meditating. So I thought that was
right. When he's ready to fight, you can fight. My man can fight in the same sort of way he fights in the raid.
Yes.
It's just that brutal, like just using things around you, just kicking you, breaking your ankles and all sorts. Bones. Just crazy fighting. Crazy fighting. But this film, I mean, no spoilers yet. This film, it's just some of the action set pieces. It kind of reminds you of. It's kind of like Jason Bourne, but then it's like, it's like a war film. It's like war in a city, and the toys they've got to play with, the guns. Also, I mean, John Malkovich, he's the sort of coordinator within the I don't know, the hub, if you want to call it that, because in all these films you got people, you got your people out in the field, but you've also got your hub specialists, people on the computers, using the drones and all that. And you've got your one man or one woman standing there controlling all the screens, telling people, I want eyes on this, I want eyes on everything. Let's get the drone up. Let's get eyes on it. It's like that person's always there to control that, and he was really good at that.
He was, and I'm not sure if whether they made this up or not, but there's a bit in the film where Mark Wahlberg, he mentions that the US government, they have this department, and it's so secretive that they in the film they call it Overwatch, and Overwatch basically sees all the missions. So what happens is they have a team which is like, say, maybe 2 teams 2,000 miles apart, so you'll never know exactly where this team is, and they've got the latest technology, so they can tap into CCTV camera footage, they can obviously drones, they can do all this sort of shit. And what I loved about it was John Malkovich he's controlling it from an office somewhere, who knows where, and he turns around and he's guiding Mark Wahlberg, right, okay, you got to turn left, now turn right. And I love that.
Wicked. It reminds me of Bourne.
Love that.
It's like Bourne.
It is, isn't it?
And the intensity, the music, the sort of live action, I don't know what the term is called, but you know, the camera sort of, you know, the way it's dynamic and shaking and stuff. Yeah. That happens at the right places, and at the right places it doesn't.
Yes.
So I think it's shot really, really well.
Yeah.
And the lighting, I guess I don't know, it's just so visceral when explosions happen.
Yeah.
You don't just get an explosion. Sometimes you get an explosion where you get like if you were there, what would happen to you? First of all, a flash of light, smoke, your sound will be distorted. All those things you feel in this film. And I think they capture that feeling really well, because I felt like, shit, how am I going to survive? Like, oh man, what's going on?
Yeah.
So many things happen. It's just 100 miles an hour all the time. Car chases, just the bullets flying around.
And like, you know, there's a scene where I think Lauren Cohen, Mark Wahlberg and Ika Uwais, so they're in this kind of like their block of flats, and you've got like another group of people who they want to capture Ika Uwais, so they want to stop him from going to America, and then you all of a sudden now you've got like civilians. You've got going from room to room, killing people. And I just thought it was like really good. It was interesting. Edge of the seat.
That was, for me, the Raid 2.5.
It was, wasn't it?
It's almost as if they knew that they had the person from the Raid. Let's put him in the environment where he'd done the best.
Confinement and just kind
of. That was
like
the Raid for me. They knew what they were doing with that one. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you're fans of Mark Wahlberg, then obviously you're going to go out and watch it. If you love action films with a bit of brains, then definitely go out and watch it. And if you're fans of like martial art films, you got Ika Uwais, who was in The Raid 2.
And also showed up in Force Awakens, that scene on the Millennium Falcon.
Yes. Yeah. So it's got a lot of good stuff in there. Go out and watch it. And in my opinion, I would say a good solid like 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I gave it as well. But also, we're not giving these spoilers, guys, because for a reason. But the way this film, like, there's a beginning, middle, and end. The way it ends, I loved it.
I know,
because Hollywood doesn't normally do that. So for me, you need to watch it just for that.
Just for the ending. Yeah. We're not gonna say.
No.
So the question that you'll probably want to answer is, okay, does, the 22 miles, do they get over to the 22 miles?
Don't know, do they?
Don't know.
Wait and find out. Go and watch the film.
Go watch the film. And when you have seen the film, drop us a line, tell us what you think, and we will discuss it on the show.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's mile 22. Second film to review today.
Yes.
We have Slice.
Okay, and you've spoken about this before.
Yeah, this is a A23 distribution house production, if you want to call it that. And Slice is a weird one. It's a mad one.
Sounds it.
It's mad. It's there's been quite a few films out over the past, I should say, 5 or so years maybe or something, that have gone back to the 80s. This is another one. Yeah, this film, the premise is, where do you start? Okay, so they're in a town, American town. It's set in the 80s, like 80, I think 83 or 84 or 5, one of them. And this town has a population of, not a big town actually, maybe 100,000 people, I think. 100,000 people, and then they've got 40,000 ghosts.
What?
Yeah, so it's a weird place. This world is weird. So you got people and then you got ghosts. So ghosts also live in this town.
That sounds mad.
But ghosts have been given a section of the town, so it's called Ghost Town.
Right. Ingenious.
Great name, yeah. And these ghosts look like me and you. The only thing is, they look like they've got white foundation on their face. So it's kind of like horror comedy, yeah? So don't take it too seriously. But
all right, okay.
They go to work. They The ghosts are like, you know, the regular society. Like
Regular
if you
Joes,
die,
yeah.
you turn into a ghost,
Right.
and then you'll then move the ghost town, and then you'll. It's mad.
I'm just watching you.
It's
just
mad, but
cracking
then
up.
they just have white powder on their face, and they have like their clothes are a bit more raggy, but they still like in the this film has a pizza shop. That's a big part. That's why it's called Slice of Pizza.
Yeah.
But there's a ghost that works there, and he speaks a bit more slowly than the rest of them.
Right.
But he's very intelligent. But he's the ghost, and it's like he just works there, and it's normal. It's a regular thing, you know. And there's ghosts that just are in society. It's a mad thing.
Yeah.
It's mad. But so what happens? So in the town, there's someone that's going around killing people, basically, and they need to find out who it is. I think they're killing the people that, I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically killings are happening. They got to investigate who's doing these killings, and they think it's one person when it's, you know, it could be someone else, and it's a really weird film.
Wow.
It's weird. It's funny. It's got Zaza Beetz. She stars in
Wow,
it.
she's turning up in a lot of films,
yeah, but
isn't she?
Funny, this film when I watched it to the end of the credits, because I thought maybe there might be after credits, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
And it said it was made in 2016.
Oh, wow, that's a while
So maybe
ago.
it was released late for some sort of reason. But yeah, it says 2016, so that's even before Deadpool 2.
Right, okay.
So during her Atlanta sort of days. But yeah, so it's got her, Zaza Beetz is in it. It's got also, it's got the guy, the boy from Stranger Things. The boy that is, the boy who is the boyfriend of the girl.
Right, okay.
The girl that is the Stranger Things sister.
Yes.
I can't remember her name, but she's the girl.
I know who you're talking about.
They're
Yeah.
like she's the one that I guess was good friends with the sort of quieter guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But her boyfriend was the more cooler kind of guy.
The cooler guy with the hair and
Yeah,
everything.
he's got the same hair in this, because this is
God.
80s.
80s.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they've got the cast right.
Right,
We've got
okay.
like a sort of Barb kind of lookalike in
Oh,
there as
really?
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a mad film.
Wow, it
it's
sounds
funny,
interesting.
horror comedy, funny, independent, low budget.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting film.
And by the end of the film, is it a ghost or is it a human who's doing
I don't
the
want to
killing?
say because I want people to watch it, but it's neither actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's neither. It's another thing.
Another entity.
Another thing, yeah. But it's just so funny. It's just, the music is so 80s. The sound
Wicked.
effects and the graphics.
The
Yeah.
graphics.
I'm saying graphics for a reason. I'm not saying special effects. I'm saying the graphics.
Okay, and like,
It's-
are there are there like references to like games and stuff like that?
Not massively, to be
Okay,
honest.
alright,
No, not
okay.
massively. But yeah, it's crazy. Just it's just you kind of you forget that you're in 2018.
Yeah.
Because this film literally takes you there.
Wow.
Back in the day.
I love it. I love the sound
And
of it.
horror comedies the balance is hard to get.
Yes.
But this does it quite well,
Yeah.
actually.
Actually, talking of that, like, I mean, which ones can you remember, like, good horror comedies?
Good horror comedies. I'll need some time to think of that. But I mean, there have been a Scary Movie isn't really a horror comedy. It's more
Yeah.
comedy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's probably been a couple, but I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next anniversary corner, I might try and find a couple.
Yeah, a couple of horror
Yeah.
comedies. That would be really good. All right.
But,
so again,
yeah.
what was that called?
Slice.
Slice.
Yeah, Slice. So quite a good film. I rate it at about a 7, I reckon.
That is cool.
Yeah, I rate it
That's
at
good.
7 because it was entertaining and I liked it.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and check out Slice.
Yeah, if you can't find it, I'll let you know where it is.
Hit us up. Okay, and another film which we want to review, ladies and gentlemen, is called A Simple Favour.
A Simple Favour.
Now,
It all starts
is
with
there
a
ever
simple
such
favour.
a thing as a simple favour?
Get me a glass of water, maybe, make me a cup of tea, pass the remote control,
Yeah, actually, yeah, those are pretty
wipe
simple.
my ass.
No,
No?
that's not simple. But tell us about A Simple Favour.
Yeah, Simple Favour I actually saw randomly. I wasn't planning to see it, but I ended up seeing it. And it stars Ryan Reynolds' wife,
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. Yeah, really good in it. Really good in it, actually. And Anna Kendrick.
Yes.
who I've not seen many of her films, to be honest.
She's been in like Pitch Perfect.
She's been in a few,
Yeah.
but I've not seen highlights. She's been tipped to play Squirrel Girl in Marvel.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But she's been tipped. I mean, she does look. She does look a bit like a squirrel.
Right,
and funny in the film as well. She does mention a squirrel. I know. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but yeah, Simple Favour. The premise is it's a bit twisty turvy actually, but oh man. So Anna Kendrick's a single parent.
Right.
Got a child who goes to the same school as Blake Lively's child. Blake Lively is a very like powerful type woman, powerful job, high profile, wears suits all the time, very confident. And Anna Kendrick's character is quite the opposite. And they come together through their child, and they begin a friendship. And I think Anna Kendrick sort of looks up to Blake Lively's character because she seems so together. You know, she's just so sort of, you know, always well done, always dressed really well. Yeah. Talks about all the experiences she's been on. It's like she seems like someone on another level to her, sort of thing. So Anna Kendrick's even, you know, she feels almost lucky to be her friend.
Right. Okay.
But she does attach herself to her quite quickly because she's not got many other friends, to be honest. But so they start a friendship basically, and then within that friendship, Blake Lively asks her for a simple favour. She literally says it. Oh, can you do me a really simple favour? And I think, okay, there we go.
Here we go.
They said the title in the film.
Yep.
So then from there, things start to unravel. And I'm purposely not going to say, because this film, with any spoiler, it's ruined.
Oh, right, okay.
But things start to unravel. You find out Blake Lively isn't maybe who, like, she's not, everything that you've been sort of hearing and seeing about her, you start to question, basically.
Okay. And
this film very much reminded me of, like, Gone Girl, Single White Female. A little bit of that in
Good
there.
Shout.
And yeah, I mean, Blake Lively's got a husband as well. Sorry, she's got a husband who is the star of Crazy Rich Asians.
Right. Okay.
I don't know his real name, but he's that guy. He's gonna be massive.
Right. Okay.
He's gonna be massive. I can just see it.
Yeah.
So things start to unravel in the weirdest way. Like, I say weird for a reason. It's weird the way things just happen.
Yeah, because when I saw the trailer, you're right about the whole Gone Girl. That is the vibe that I got from it. A Gone Girl-ish vibe.
Yeah. And I just thought, what's this film about? And the funny thing is, the trailer made it look more serious than it is, because this film does have a bit of comedy in it.
Oh,
because it's directed by Paul Feig or Paul Feig.
Yeah, and he directed Bridesmaids.
Yeah, so there is I can see the little bit of, you know, comedy in it. Blake Lively, yeah. Ryan Reynolds must have sat her down and just said to her, do this, do that. Because I'm not going to lie, there's parts of the film where I'm literally like, you can tell they're married.
Oh, really?
You're literally hearing some of Ryan Reynolds coming out of her. And it's not like she's copying him. She's doing it in her own way.
Yeah.
But she's funny.
Wow.
She's literally funny. She's just, the way she says stuff and does stuff.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I thought she was really good in, do you remember The Town?
I still ain't seen it.
Oh, man.
I got to say, it's got Ben Affleck and stuff in it, yeah?
Ben Affleck and Hawkeye.
Yeah. I've heard, I know.
Yeah, she's really good in that.
Oh, man. I've only seen her in a couple of films.
That's the only
Green
film
Lantern and The Shallows. The Shallows is really good.
Green Lantern. That's where they met.
Yeah, The Shallows is really good. That's where she's getting hunted by a shark. Really good film.
I want to see that.
Really good film. Literally just her for the whole movie.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
In a bikini on a beach.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's a good film. But in this film, she does really, really well. That she's on her A game in this film.
Okay.
Both of them are actually, but yeah, she's just, and they're such different characters. She's quite tall. Anna Kendrick is like tiny. Obviously, they make Blake Lively wear heels, but it's just in the scene they look like blooming twins, like Schwarzenegger and DeVito. It's mad, seriously.
And obviously, without giving anything away, is obviously the Simple Favour is connected to the issues that happen in the film, right?
Yes, yeah.
And does that all get resolved by the end of the film?
Yeah, without spoiling, yeah, it does.
Okay,
you do get a way of a conclusion, and some people would not see it coming. Most people won't see it coming.
Oh, really?
But for me, I kind of guessed that some of the things that happened would happen So as I got closer to it, I was like, oh, do you know what? I reckon this, and it didn't happen.
Okay.
So depending on how, clued up you are and how many of these sorts of types of films you watch, you can kind of guess where it's going, but it's still good when it happens.
Yeah.
It's still good when you get the reveal. It's still worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple of characters in there, or one in particular that you think this person's a dickhead. Like, can't you see what's going on? And you sort of want to shout at the screen.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is.
It
but
is what it is,
these sorts of films need dickheads, otherwise the film would last 10 minutes.
Exactly.
So but it's a decent film actually.
All right, that's good.
I'll also give this one I may give it a 7. I may give it a 7, yeah, because it was an entertaining film. My expectations were really low on it.
Yeah.
But it did make me happy to see it. I left happy, and I left recommending it to people. But yeah, I think it's a good film.
All right,
Go for
definitely,
it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm going to check that one out. And all right, that's our reviews for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we will have more, and we'll have I think we've got
what have we got next week? Next week we might have Crazy Rich Asians. I'm not sure.
Yes,
we might have that.
King of Thieves.
Of Thieves, possibly. Yeah, possibly.
If we can fit that one in. Right, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to move into Hidden Gems, and this is a section of the podcast where we bring you 3 films. Well, it's not always 3 films, sometimes there's more, but films which we think went under the radar. They could be from any era, any period of time, and we highlight these films because they are what they say, what it says on the tin. They are gems.
They deserve to be told, because we feel sometimes films come out, they're not big budgets and all sorts, and sometimes people miss out. But we're here to let you know sometimes these are the best films to look out for. Exactly.
And the first film that we're going to mention is a Scarlett Johansson film.
No, it's not. You're thinking Under the Skin.
Oh, shit.
Just a different kind of skin.
Is this Antonio
Banderas?
He plays a doctor.
Yes. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Do you know what? It's really funny, yeah, because this film, I hadn't seen it until recently. I learned of this film when I was doing my sort of movie search and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I saw somewhere they said this is really worth watching. So I watched it. And it's really funny that I watched it 2 days ago.
Right.
And then last night, I was flicking through the channels on regular TV.
Yes.
What was on?
Well, this wow.
I was like, what the heck?
That is
crazy. But yeah, this film, it is, God, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so this film, 2011, fully Spanish film, subtitles, Antonio Banderas, and another actress whose name I will get you, apologise, but I'll get you her name. But she was actually in Wonder Woman. She played the role of that crazy doctor with the scar on her face.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
So she played that role. And also she's been in a couple of I guess American roles. She was in Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
she was one of the sort of vampire kind of things that were flying around.
Right, okay.
But yeah, she's a really, really good actress. I actually thought for a second, her name's Elena Anaya.
Oh, right.
Elena Anaya, really good. For a second, I thought she was the one in... She looked kind of like the one in Ex Machina or Ex Machina. She kind of looked like her a little bit, but she's not her.
Okay.
But yeah, she's been in quite a few things. But yeah, so the premise of this is the doctor, Antonio Banderas, he has a major loss. I believe his wife passes away and he struggles to deal with it. But the doctor, the type of doctor he is, he's a cosmetic surgery doctor. So he does plastic surgery on a really high level scale for people, and he's really good at it. He's world leading almost, and people come to watch him and get ideas and so on.
Yeah.
So that's what he does. I think he tried to save his wife but wasn't able to because she had massive burns. She had a car accident or something. And I'm not going to spoil it too much, but okay, so with that loss, something else happens to his sister.
Oh God!
Yeah,
tragedy.
Something else happens to his sister. She actually gets sexually assaulted.
Oh gosh!
And he tracks down the person who does it. First of all, this film is shown, not in time sequence. So it starts one way, you get like, you start off here, there, it takes you around, which adds to the film actually.
Okay.
But yeah, so he finds a person who basically rapes his sister, and this guy, he works in like a ladies' clothing shop. He finds him, he captures him, he holds him sort of a prisoner for quite a long time. And shall I just go out and say it?
Just say it, mate.
Let's go out and say it. Okay, so guys, spoiler warning there. If you don't want to know what happens in The Skin I Live In, fast forward it maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But so he captures the guy, he holds him prisoner for quite a long time. And what's the worst thing that you could do to someone who's sexually assaulted a woman?
Cut their prick off.
Yeah. So he doesn't just do that. Yeah, doesn't just do that. His cosmetic surgery, like, he is the king of cosmetic surgery.
Yes.
So what do you think he's going to do to this guy?
Oh, don't he turns him into like what, a woman?
Yes.
Oh,
over time, he does a sex change on this woman.
This is dark.
Over time, bit by bit, he turns him into a woman, and she looks good. I'm not gonna lie. She looks good. Yeah, but because remember I said to you that the film's in different times.
Yes.
So at the start of the film, you see him with this woman, really attractive woman, in this room in his house that he's having a relationship with.
Oh,
so this woman,
he falls in love with her.
Yeah. So this woman that he's the guy that he changed into a woman.
Yes.
Is the woman that he's having a relationship with at the start of the film, but the times are different. So there's present day, and then there's like 6 years ago. So he literally did this person that he changed into a woman slowly over time forgets that they were a man. You think they forget, they don't. But it's like he's having a relationship with this person.
Yeah.
That was a man that he captured and changed into a woman.
Yes. To
look like his wife.
Oh, this is dark.
It's crazy. But the way, I mean, I've just gleaned over it really quickly, but other things happen. But this film is dark.
Really?
It's dark. Fuck. Antonio Banderas is not a goodie.
Oh, I was going to say.
He's not a good guy.
So he's obsessed. Then he becomes obsessed with this person, and then...
Yeah, it's just crazy.
And then at the end, is there an element of revenge?
I ain't saying shit.
Oh, man.
I ain't saying shit, man. But boy... it's crazy. It's crazy. Imagine that. The person you capture, you turn into a woman and have a relationship with
this woman, and then
knowing that they were
God,
crazy.
I got to watch it just for that.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Seriously,
it's a really good film.
And Antonio Banderas, I mean, he's been in some great films.
Suave, smooth guy, hey,
Puss in Boots.
Exactly, yeah, Zorro and all that, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
This one here, he's
like, ugh.
Yeah, but he looks like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the director of this film, I think after about 2 or 3 days filming, he told Antonio Banderas to like, I don't want Antonio Banderas. I don't want the guy that I've seen in all these other films. Get rid of your tics, get rid of your mannerisms. I don't want that. So Antonio Banderas had to scale down.
Wow.
All of what he's been doing in the past.
Like 30 years, whatever.
Exactly, because otherwise he came across too charming. And they didn't want charming. They wanted someone that was void of the regular sort of emotion that we get with Banderas, and, you know, they wanted someone that...
Cold.
Exactly, something different. Exactly. So, yeah, and we get that in the best way in this film. In the best way. And
you know what?
One other bit of trivia in this film actually is the person that he turned into a woman, he gave her a nickname called Gal. So he calls her Gal throughout the film.
Right.
And I found out that Gal is short for Galatea, who is, in Roman mythology, is the statue made by a gifted sculptor called Pygmalion. And this statue was so perfect that Pygmalion fell in love with his own creation. And Venus granted life to the statue. So it's almost like Roman mythology in this film. So he made this person into the woman that he wanted, and he fell in love with this person. And he called her Gal. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that didn't have like...
A happy ending.
A happy ending.
What in those mythologies
in those Greek mythologies, there's something always bad happens. You know what? It sounds intriguing.
This film is good.
This film is good. Intriguing.
Yeah. So watch
I'm gonna get that. I'll get that off you. All right, now another one. I've never.
Gantz.
What the hell is? No, but it's Gantz. What?
Gantz
Semicolon zero.
Zero. Yeah. So Gantz. This is animation. This is like a Japanese. It is heavy.
Really?
I actually saw it about 2 years ago, maybe. But it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Gantz, and it's about these. It's kind of like The Matrix a little bit, where they've captured. I don't know who it is that's even captured them, but these people have been sort of captured and put into like a game environment.
Yeah.
So once they're plugged in, they have these exosuits. These suits that give them a heightened speed, agility, strength, and they've got weapons like swords and stuff like that, or guns. And they're put into this world where they need to beat the game to survive.
Wow.
It's a bit like Running Man or whatever, you know, like Hunger Games type thing.
Ready Player One type of thing.
Exactly, but it's like on the next level because you can die. So you got to beat these crazy looking monsters, and you know what Japanese animation is like.
Crazy, yeah.
And it's more like it's not like cartoon animation. It's more like a computer generated. It's like CGI type thing. So you can tell it's CGI, but they look a little bit humanoid.
Right.
But the graphics are wicked.
Yes.
Wicked graphics. But so you get all these crazy looking monsters, like a monster with like a little tiny head, but a massive muscular body 6 arms, swords.
Wow.
It's just, and it can jump like 100 meters in the air. You get this monster that's invisible that you got to try and fight.
Yeah.
And within this world, you got different teams of people. You got this team that are like the elite against another team, the Gantz team, I think, or whatever, that are like a bit ragtag and can't really work together. And if you kill something, you get points. The more points you get,
right.
If you beat the game, you earn yourself freedom in the real world. Otherwise, you remain a prisoner.
This sounds like a
It's
really
crazy,
good film.
crazy. And one of the main actors in this is trying to earn freedom so he can go back to his sister, who's like 14 years old. And if he's not there, she's going to be alone. So he's trying to earn freedom to go back.
So
and
this is like the Hunger Games on like crack.
On crack, everything, heroin, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's action. It's proper action.
Yeah,
the graphics are wicked.
Every single time you say that, makes me laugh.
But in this case, it is graphics.
Oh shit! Gantz, it sounds brilliant.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and there's also a movie version of Gantz, but I haven't seen it yet. I only found out recently.
What, like Japanese or American or what?
Japanese, yeah.
I got to hunt this down then.
Yeah. Also, just outside of this, while we're on this sort of genre, I started watching Bleach. Bleach is like a Japanese anime, kind of like I don't know, like Naruto or all those sort of animes, like Dragon Ball Z type thing. Because I started my friend from ages ago, Elliot. If you're listening, I finally started watching Bleach. But Bleach is meant to be really good, like really highly rated, like Death Note, all those ones there.
Okay.
I started watching it because there's a Bleach movie, live action movie that came out on Netflix.
Wow.
I saw the trailer. I'm going to show you the trailer.
Heavy.
I'm going to show you the trailer after this.
Okay.
It looks wicked.
Okay.
Like they've captured the animation and put it onto a movie. And I need to watch animation first to understand what's going on
and then
before I watch. Yeah, so similar to this, I think they've got the animation came out first, and now there's like a live action movie of it. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I want to see. So Gantz, yeah, GANTZ or Z, semicolon 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 2016.
That is good. I mean, there's a couple of films in there now where, I mean, Gantz obviously has got everything that I want in a kind of animation type of thing. So I'll definitely watch that one. All right. And what else is next in your hidden gem?
So the last one, hidden gem, which I think it was borderline hidden gem, and I thought, is this going to be a hidden gem or not? But many people haven't seen this film. It kind of came under. It did, yeah.
And God, I haven't seen it, and I really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And it's got Brie Larson in it.
Again, a link. I did it on purpose. Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Captain Marvel's got Cillian Murphy. It's got Army Hammer.
Yes.
Is that his name?
Army Hammer.
Yeah, it's got a few good people in that, you know.
And is directed by Ben Wheatley.
Exactly.
Who brought us
Kill List. Yep.
And I love that film.
You understood those letters. You know what it means now, innit? You know.
We're synced
I know
up,
Kill
bro.
List is one of your favorite films. Anytime that comes up, I know you're gonna light up.
I love that. And the thing is, I was like, shit, why haven't I seen this film yet?
Yeah.
But I got to watch it.
You got to watch it.
So what's the premise?
The premise is like there's basically they're doing like a deal to buy some guns.
Yeah.
Guns are changing hands. I think that they're drugs as well. I think it's just guns, but they meet up at a warehouse. It's all in this warehouse. Two different factions, two different crews, and the deal's got to go down smoothly. Obviously, it doesn't. Yeah,
Shit, it's the fan.
they're dealing guns. They're gun specialists. The film's called Free Fire. Need I say more?
Oh shit.
Guns shit starts to pop off. They've got weapons and ammo in abundance.
Right. So what? It's just all filmed in one.
Yes, one warehouse. Yeah,
That is
Free
wicked.
Fire. So Brie Larson's going at it. Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow, Inception, like everything. He's on it. He's at his best. All the characters are just there. Different flavor, different accents, different. What's his name's in it? Charlton Chopley.
Oh,
What's his name from District 9 and Chappie?
I love
he's
that.
crazy
He's
in
brilliant,
it.
yeah.
He's crazy. So, or Charlton Chappie, whatever his name is.
Yeah. But I know he's crazy, isn't he?
Charlton Chopley. Yeah, he's crazy. He's mad in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally, just imagine all those characters just going at it.
And is there anyone like who's like the hero, or is it all just kind of free for all?
You get, I mean, Brie Larson's obviously up there, you know. She's
Okay.
like, you know, one of those sort of pure characters or whatever. But no, I wouldn't say they're all, you know, most of them are crooks, innit? You know,
Yeah, they're dealing in guns.
arms deal. I think there might be. Is there a cop in there, like an undercover cop?
Oh,
I can't remember. You know, I think there might be. I think there's like an element of some sort of you know, some sort of governmental kind of cop element in there. But yeah, apart from that, it's a free fire, mate. Bullets flying. You catch a bullet and hopefully it's not vital, and you can still shoot.
you know, maybe this is the first, but all three films that you've mentioned on Hidden Gems,
You've not seen?
I've not seen, but not only that, I'm really want to see.
Oh, okay, that's good. Good.
Yes, that's pretty good, right? Oh, and Slice.
Yeah. Go for it, man. Go for it.
Wicked.
Go for it. So yeah, that brings us to the end of Hidden Gems and the end of 18, our adult edition of the Flixters.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end for this week's show. Please carry on supporting us. Please carry on listening to us. If you've got any comments, if you've got anything that you want to share with us, let us know on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What am I missing? YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean,
email on that as well.
Email us at the Flixters.
And don't forget, guys, we mentioned at the start, we shouted out a few guys that have, you know, commented and messaged us. Do continue to do that, but to get the prize of the cinema ticket, you need to put in there the number 18 so we know that you listen to the end of the show.
Yes.
So put in there, comment, whatever, tell us your recommendations, put in number 18 in your comment, and I'll send you across that cinema code to AnyView or Cineworld Cinema in the UK.
Oh gosh, brilliant, Deval. Thanks
Yeah,
for another
thank
week,
you.
mate. That was
Nice
wicked.
one, mate. Good
that was
one.
really good.
Enjoyed it. So peace out, guys.